97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio.
Prosper Thompson Avogwe.
Okay, so Mr. Prosper, what are we to expect today?
Yes, as a tour guide, I'll be telling you about important landmarks as we move along, and then history, geography, social issues. And the only difference is that most people on board are Ghanaians, so they must have known a bit about the roots, and therefore that will make my work a bit easier.
So much. I've heard so much about the castle that I've never been there, and I'm anxious to get there to know all, to verify what I've heard.
This is your first time being to the castle?
Yes, this is Elmina castle.
What are you expecting?
Expecting to learn stuff that I have learned. Yeah.
Like, have you been to any other castles?
Yeah, Cape Coast Castle.
Okay. So this is the first time you're going to Elmina Castle? What about you? Your name? Nanekia. What makes this trip so special?
I want to discover something new.
From the Citi FM towards the Kojo Thompson Road. We are joining the Kojo Thompson Road now. And in a little while, we'll be joining the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. And then moving towards the central region of Ghana.
It was more beneficial to rely on machines than human beings. You know, and the power dynamics has shifted. Although slavery was a major reason of the Civil War, the American Civil War, it wasn't because they were good people. It didn't pay anymore. At the height of the slavery, like you were saying, even churches were sponsoring boats because it was an expensive enterprise. Somebody owns the boat, somebody pays the crew, somebody finances the insurance risk, and all of that. And some of the big people you see today, some of the big companies and so on, if you check the roots of their wealth creation, it's the trade they did, and especially the slave trade. I mean, it's especially the slave trade. Fortunately, however, the British abolished it earlier than the others. The Portuguese were the latest, 1880 something. You know, and
by the way, there's a Portuguese lady in this car. You see, she's both Portuguese and English.
Okay. You know, so it really created problems for us. You know,
across the bridge, the other side of the bridge, where you can see the Portuguese architecture, you can see the English architecture, you can see the Dutch architecture. For Elmina, for you. We'll soon get into the forecourt of the castle.
Thank you.
Before we start the tour, I'll give you a short introduction. This place is called Elmina Castle, or St. George's Castle. When the castle was built, it was dedicated to the King of Portugal, called St. George. Portuguese first came here in 1471 to trade, then spread Christianity. The system of trade was barter, no barter trade. So they brought tobacco, ammunition, beverages, the mirror. They were interested in gold, ivory, and the spices. Came here on 2 occasions through the civil session to attack the Portuguese, and they were defeated. So 1637, the Elmina people went to the forest to Morit and directed the Danish to come and attack the Portuguese. They went there for 3 main reasons. One, they thought when the Dutch came here, that would be the end of the slave trade. 2, the scale that they used to weigh the gold was tempered by the Portuguese, so the local people feel cheap. Portuguese introduced a new law called regimental law, which was not in the favor of the local people. And the law says that if you trade with any other European apart from the Portuguese, one of your ears will cut off. So through the help of Elmina people, Portuguese were captured. The Dutch came in. They continued with the slave trade. They were in the castle for 235 years. Yes. 1871, British also came here from Cape Coast Castle to attack the Dutch. The British were not successful. So 1872, through negotiation, the Dutch sold the castle to the British and left. The British came here, slavery was abolished. So they used the castle as some administrative center. They trained young African men here as soldiers. That was the first Roman Catholic church in Ghana. There were long towers. When the Dutch came here, they removed them. They opened a new church here called Dutch Reformed Church. And they said they were Protestants. We have 2 big churches here. See the second one soon. This wall here, call it batteries. Batteries. There is a similar one at the corner there, where additions made by the Dutch to reinforce the castle so that it will not collapse. Iron rails were put here in 1948 by the British.
48?
Yeah, for the soldiers, yes. And they planned them for training to make them physically strong. So after the tour, if you want to try it, you can go. If you miss one step, you'll be down here. No insurance for you. This gate is original. If you enter here, well ventilated. It was designed for the European soldiers who misbehaved. They moved to town without permission from the authority, and they took alcohol, got drunk. In the return, they went to the female slaves, raping them. When they were caught by the officers, they put them here for a few hours and released as punishment. Few hours. Yes.
Oh, this is their head.
The same side,
Oh, where we have one here?
Okay.
We are okay. We can spend the whole day here.
Look at the second one. We call this one condemned cell. The skull and the crossbones, Portuguese put them there. And you can see holes on the gate here. They were put here for the soldiers to look through and remove dead bodies. Not necessary for ventilation. So the male slaves who fought for their freedom, they call them notorious slaves. They got them, they put them here. No food, no water. Many people died here. The soldiers were having guns, but they will not shoot you. They had the perception that if you die here, you die a natural death. They didn't kill you, because they were going to church. And most of those slaves came from Ghana here. Came from a village we call Komante. They were very courageous, stout, thick-tongue, always fighting. So on the plantation they call them Koromatan Negroes. Let's see the difference.
Oh, this is it. Just go inside. Small girl. It's bigger.
If 20 people, then them all. It can't be though. Oh, yeah, you'll try. Yeah, come on, for sure.
You take 5 steps down before you raise the head. The roots are very sharp.
Please watch
Wait.
Wait.
Wait, just chill, shall I?